bro. I mean, Philadelphia, Mexico, Las Vegas, even a little bit of California, right?
Yeah. Right now, I'm at the Wild Card Gym, live in Malibu.
Okay.
I'm living a good life.
Nice, man. So, still training at the Wild Card in LA. Right?
Yeah,
okay.
That's correct.
Okay. And what brings you to Las Vegas then?
Well, I still live here. Like,
so you just drive every day? Get out of here.
No. He's out there for camp, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
go out to camp when I'm in LA and stuff like that. Whenever I have to take care of business, whatever kind of business I have out there, then I just
all right,
I got stuff out there. Hey man, let's just put it like this. You can live more than just one place and you can have more than one house.
For sure.
So if that's the case, why not live in both places?
Yeah, I hear you, man. Listen, if you can do it, do it.
Shit, you're doing it.
I'm doing it. You know, I got multiple homes myself, man. So I hear you. I'm trying to get my woman into that mentality so she understands it's more common than what she thinks, you know?
Absolutely.
Obviously, Blair, very exciting. I am, excited to have you here. But I gotta ask, bro. The last time I saw you, you were at Mandalay Bay. This is the last time I remember seeing you.
Devin Haney fight.
No. Hold on.
Going back and forth with Boots Ennis. That's what I remember.
That wasn't. That's
the last time I seen
Well,
you.
that wasn't that fight though.
That's when I seen him last.
So after Boots fought Delorme, there was an exchange there. Obviously, you being from Philadelphia originally, he's from Philadelphia. There was an exchange. Kind of give us the backstory. We were talking about Boots earlier. It looks like he'll be stepping in against Castile Clay. Nothing official, but
Sean Porter called him overrated.
So So just
you agree?
Your thoughts on all of that for those fans. I was there ringside. I saw the back and forth after his fight. But for other fans, just kind of the backstory, because obviously your name, his name, two of the names being spoke about as the next era of this welterweight division, right? So just wanted kind of some backstory on that.
Well, there's definitely a backstory.
You sparred him, right?
Man, like I barely remember that sparring. It wasn't like a big deal. See,
how old were you?
See, no, the thing is, right? This is the backstory. That wasn't a big deal to me. It wasn't like something that like I have to like actually remember. But remember this. They definitely remember. You know why? Because I was the fucking man when I was there. Okay? When I was there, I was the man. There was no Boots Ennis. Who the fuck is Boots Ennis is exactly what I would say and anybody else would say at that time when I was there.
When you say there, you mean Philadelphia?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes. In Philadelphia, I was wrecking shit so bad in that city. But the thing is, I didn't have resources. So it's not like I went out to the nationals and all that stuff. So like what I was a very, very well-kept secret in Philadelphia. And the thing is, like, because I didn't want to do business with those slimy promoters and managers in Philadelphia, I kind of got blacklisted. Not only that, I got blacklisted just for sparring because I was knocking everybody out. Everybody was getting beat up bad to a point that they rather just quit boxing or they got knocked out in sparring. I was the baddest thing in Philadelphia, coming from West Philly, coming from James Schuler's Boxing Memorial. I was wrecking shit. And then it just got to a point where like nobody wanted to spar me ever. And on top of that, I couldn't get a fight. I had a big time layoff, whereas though like after like 4 fights, in my 4th fight, I fought as an underdog in my own goddamn city, which is fucking ridiculous.
Word.
You know what I mean? But once that happened, there was already like, okay, no, like he's not only serious like in sparring, but he's serious in the fight too. So like we can't really we can't play with him.
So, after your 4th fight, you had a 2.5-year layoff.
Yeah, 2.5 to 3 years layoff. That's a long time.
And why? Explain.
In Philadelphia, if you're not doing business with these slimy promoters and these and managers and stuff like that, and if you don't have actual resources, you don't have anything. You're just stuck there. I was stuck there for a long time.
Now, how many amateur fights did you have?
I don't even know. It wasn't like a big number. I think it was like 60, 70. 80 fights.
Well, that's enough.
It's like, well, the thing is, it's a wide variety of experience in different cities and different types of cultures too. I started boxing in Mexico on the run. Why you think I got this fucking bipolar, crazy, multi-personality thing? I was on the run like as a child. You know, what do you think that would do to a person's mental health? You know, so stuff like that happened, but it worked out for boxing. You know, instead of literally dying, I took up boxing.
So
learn how to survive.
And you bringing that up, I wanted to ask you on a recent Instagram post that you made, you put in the caption that you survived death many times over. I just wanted, obviously you just brought it up, but just if you could talk about that a little bit, because I know a lot of fans in the comments and just in general were kind of curious as to what all of that was about and just trying to get to know you a bit better.
Surviving death is, that's pretty deep. That's pretty deep. Let's just put it like this. I had to survive death multiple times. You know, in many different cases in my life, I had this, like, I've lost everything as a child. I lost my mother as a child. I lost my grandmother as a child. That was really the only, like, security blanket I had when shit got real. And I didn't even know what my father was doing, you know? But, like, once that's gone, then I literally have nothing, you know? And then I had to survive that time. You know, I had to survive death. I mean, what do you think things look like when you're involved with very powerful people and you don't even know the surroundings? You don't even know what you're getting yourself into. You know, most of my friends, like from way back then, and I didn't have a lot of friends. I had like a handful of friends.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? I was a loner for like pretty much my whole life. But the handful of friends and associates that I did know, they're the head cartel of the business right now. They're the cartel kids. You get what I'm saying? And so like if somebody like, oh yeah, like it'll be shit where as though like we didn't even owe nobody no money. Like hold up, we don't owe you money, but somebody sent these people to our house that like, and we didn't owe them money, but somebody owed them money, so like they sent them to us. You know, stuff like that. And then like it's like, okay, now we got to handle that and get rid of somebody. You know what I mean? And it's a crazy world being in that particular situation, because at any moment you can die. And I realized like when I ended up going into that situation, I ended up realizing that like I had nothing connecting me to civilization, to anything. I didn't have a family, you know. I didn't have like much of a family on my mother's side. I didn't have much of a family on my father's side. So like if I died right then, if I die right now, this is the mindset. If I die right now, I never existed.
You felt like you didn't have a legacy.
I didn't have anything. I didn't, like, who's going to cry at my funeral? There is nobody that's going to cry at my funeral because there is nobody around. So then what ends up happening, I end up like, you know, I'm like, you know what? I get with a friend named Rodney. I'm over here hanging with them and everything. I'm like, dude, like, first of all, he don't even know how suicidal I am. But I'm like, what's the most reckless shit that we can get into? You know, because I really don't give a fuck about my life. You know?
How long ago was this?
Yeah, this is me as a child. This is me surviving death as a child. You know, as a teenager, like going through fucking high school as an alias with different names, trying to remember my like why I'm here, this and that, and coming up with different names and different backgrounds. You know, and it's like, yeah, when you're young, you don't even know yourself. You're still trying to learn yourself.
Absolutely.
And you gotta already completely abandon your identity, and then already like in a position where as though you don't really exist, and people start to treat you like you don't really exist. So then like that's where it happens. And then I'm like, yo, what's the most reckless shit I can get into? I'm a child, I'm a kid, and I don't give a shit about my life. So what's the most reckless shit I can get into? I got a great idea. Boxing. Let's go to the fucking most craziest just reckless gyms in all of Guadalajara, in all of my city of Guadalajara, and see what's gonna happen. You know, and then like that's what happened. Like I get in to an actual sparring match on my first day. And guess what? I never stopped. I went in there every single day after that. If you guys can't kill me, then obviously I'm ready for a fight. Let's go ahead and fight 2 weeks after training. After training for just boxing in general, getting my ass kicked, and it just wasn't good enough. The ass whoopings was not good enough. So, got into my first fight after 2 weeks of training. Won the fight. Then I just kept winning. I kept winning. And the thing is, right, it's like I was happy, but also kind of disgusted. You know, but then it's like within that time period, I found my purpose. You know, and it was times where like, dude, they put me up against guys that was twice my size. Yo, these Mexican pro-am fights, they're death matches to the death. You know, like they like finish them. You know, the person that wins is the person that gained the approval of the audience, and that was usually me. Coming as an underdog, nobody gave a shit about me. They all boo. You know what I'm saying? And then I get in there, do my thing. I break my opponent down. Why? Because I really don't give a shit. I could die right now.
Right.
So let's run that shit right now. And then what ends up happening, I end up winning fans. I end up winning the crowd, and I always end up winning the fight.
So for those people who may not know, it's out there, but maybe they don't know. You ended up in Guadalajara, right? Because your father was running from the FBI or something along those lines.
Yeah, well, he was on the FBI most wanted list. You know, he's a like at the time, you know, he's a major cartel business owner. You know, and that's just what happens in that type of line of business. You accidentally like crash an airplane or nearly like $500 million of shit, then something's going to look interesting. At least if it's over $1 million, it's a problem. And if it's close to like 100 million, 200, 300 million, it's like, okay, something's crazy. You know,
Right.
Somebody's going to have to go on the run regardless. And that's just what happened on, you know, going through that whole period. And it's a big shift. It's a big shift from like all of a sudden, you know, we're living a good life. You know, I'm living in Beverly Hills. Living the dream life. I wanted to go to Beverly Hills High School because I saw Clueless.
Okay.
You know? And I was totally in love with this character, just the character of Stacey Dash. One of my best friends in Beverly Hills, that's Stacey Dash's son. You know, and it's just like I was just living my dreams, you know, and like, you know, as a young child, and like I still had fight in me. I had a lot of fight in me. I wanted to box and all that stuff as like an idea, but like a more realistic goal was being an architect, you know, good with numbers and good with math and things like that. So, but obviously if a series of unfortunate events had like happened and then boom, I'm in Mexico. I lost my identity completely. You know, that took was pretty tough. I mean, you guys should try to see what happens when you try to go get your Social Security card for your first time. First time getting your Social Security card, and you don't even have a birth certificate. Like you literally came here as a wetback, and you don't look even like remotely like you belong.
Right.
You know, like I left America coming back looking like I didn't even belong in America. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I just was, you know, just looking different.
How long were you in Guadalajara for?
For 3.5 years.
Wow.
And obviously that is where you started boxing. But what would you say was the biggest takeaway of that time you spent in Mexico? Obviously, you know, the life being lived down there is completely different.
Absolutely.
You know, to the vast majority of the United States, just your biggest takeaway looking back on it, you know, so many years later.
It's not over. It's not over. That was probably the biggest take on it. It's very simple. It's not over. And then, of course, I had to go through even another big step in a big phase of surviving death in Philadelphia. When I ended up getting plagued and thrown into Philadelphia streets, and like this is the rough city streets environment. I have no kind of like understanding about hood, about the streets, about people, about like what they gone through. I don't have no friends in Philadelphia. Like I refuse to have a friend in Philly.
What year did you land in Philly?
Oh man, I don't even know. I think it was like 2019. No, what? No, I don't even know. 2009. Yeah, 2009 around that time.
How long did you spend out there?
Quite a while. I was out there from 2009 to like 2016, 2017, somewhere around there.
Now, when I spoke to Bozy, he made it seem like you trained in that gym. Did you ever train in that gym, or was it just a sparring session? What was it exactly between your experiences with the Ennises?
Well, I'm the baddest dude in the city, period, by far. And I'm going through a really rough patch. Why? Because the way people are in Philadelphia, crabs in a barrel, you know, if they can't make money on you, they'll lie. They'll just blatantly just lie. Like, you know what? Yeah, no, my guy better than him. This and that. Like when people call, you know what I mean? When PBC called, like, look, we hear about this maniac that's killing shit. What's his name? I believe his name is Blair Cobbs. Do you know anything about him? Yeah, he's cool, but you know my guy's better. There ain't nobody better than me in that fucking city or in that gym. But that's what happened. You know, that a lot of stuff like that would happen that kind of blocked my blessings. You know, and I was losing my focus and losing my drive. You know, going through this long period of like, I don't know what's going to happen the very next day.
Right.
You know, and even just making the transition of understanding what the hell's going on in this environment. I don't know what the hell a poverty-stricken, oppressed environment looked like, or even I never understood it.
But even coming from Guadalajara, you know, that's like one poverty to another, no?
Yeah, but it's a different kind of poverty. That's poverty on a whole nother level. You know, like
so what
you ain't dealing with racism and like real like backflash of like what happened in the past. You're not really dealing with that in Mexico. You know, so it's different.
So what were you dealing with in Philadelphia? What's some of the wildest shit you dealt with?
Oh man, I've done with a lot of crazy shit.
In Philly though.
I remember getting stuck up and like I'm hanging with a guy that's like a fighter. I'm not going to even name him, but like he was a thug though.
Pretty known fighter? Is he known though?
Nah, he's not known.
He didn't make it.
He's just only known in the city. He was a thug. I can remember like hanging out with dude and like he always wanted to dress flashy. You know what I'm saying? Like he must have some money or he must be a drug dealer or something. You know what I mean? A little street thug. You know what I mean? We're walking down the street talking and everything in West Philly, and then and I'm obviously I got my bag and shit because I'm a gym brat. I'm a gym rat. So like wherever, whenever we can hang out, but let me go to the gym first. Yeah. You know, and then what ends up happening, we're walking down the street, somebody pulls out a gun on us. Like, not just him, us. And then fucking like, he knocks this dude completely the fuck out.
The guy that whipped out the gun on you.
Yeah. The like fucking my friend knocked this dude out before he even got his words out. He bow, and then like out. And then he's like, oh shit, yo, finally, man, I've been looking for a gun. Like, it's just yo, grip the gun. He's like, and then I'm like, yo, but, and he look at me, he go down, he look at me like, yo, man, you gonna get some of this? You should at least take his shoes. I'm like,
what?
Yeah, so like I had to be a part of a robbery too. Like, it's like, yo, it's double robberies going on. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Were they your size?
Huh?
The shoes, were they your size?
They were like a size up. It was a size up.
Look at him smile. I love it. I love it, bro. You know, since the pandemic, we've only seen you once.
Yes.
Once in the ring. You know, you look spectacular. TKO 5th round.
Brad Solomon, good opponent.
Why?
Great opponent. A lot of people, now know this. A lot of people believe that Brad Solomon was going to give me a run for my money.
Yes.
A lot of people thought that he might even beat me. Mm-hmm. I don't know why people think like that. You know, it's just like nobody believes in any fight that I'm going to win. Like, wow. You know, that's very.
Does that give you motivation though?
Oh no, I get a kick out of it. Honestly, I get a kick out of like being the underdog, and that's really where I start. That's where I started. That's where I belong. You know, I feel comfortable being uncomfortable. And that's one of the things that when it comes to these people like Jaron Ennis that ain't never fucking been tested a day in his fucking life. You know what I mean? Whether it was in the ring or out the ring.
Why do you feel he's not been tested?
When he's uncomfortable. Huh?
Why do you feel he hasn't been tested?
That boy ain't been tested in a very, very long time. You know, what do you mean? He like, look, when a lot of money is being promoted, a lot of money is being invested to keep him safe. Okay, and I understand that when it comes to business wise, but them like having those weak times, whereas though like you're not really being tested, and then of course obviously he has a good family, he has a great family.
But Sergey Lipinets is a former world champion.
Sir, of what weight class?
140 pounds.
Okay, 140 pounds. Nobody give a shit about no goddamn 140 pounds.
Earl Spence fought 140
And then not
pounder.
only that, he was a fucking tailor-made fighter. It's not like he's going anywhere. His head is right there to fucking be boo-bopped all day. He's a tough opponent. Don't get it twisted. But is he anything that can actually give him some kind of
What
resistance?
about all
No.
the experience of Thomas Delorme?
Thomas Delorme walked in there already a defeated fighter. Like Thomas Delorme got beat too many times, and then also one of the things that really showed, I seen it. Like the moment he got in there, he was trying to find his way out. Like I could see it in his eyes. Yeah, I can read people very, very much, just like I could read Ennis very, very much. When I grab his hand and pull him close to me, he don't even want to fucking look me in my eyes. He don't want to look me in my eyes. You know why? Because I'm the baddest thing that could ever happen to his fucking career at all. Like the whole thing, his whole career can go down in flames from somebody like me just happen to survive hell and pop up. Because, hey, man, let's just put it like this. For a long time, him and his family thought we don't have to worry about him. Why? Because he's not... Ain't nobody putting money in him. He ain't going to get nowhere. He's going to get knocked off soon. You know why? Because shit, like first of all, he's getting put in these tough fights. He should take a loss. Why? Because he ain't really being moved to a point where as though like he can be comfortable in that ring. Sooner or later, he's going to take a loss because he's got so many layoffs. He couldn't possibly keep this up. Thank goodness we don't have to worry about Blair the Flair.
Blair, let's be honest though. A fight with you two is very unrealistic simply because of the promoters and the size of the street and the networks. Obviously you being with Golden Boy and Dazn, he's with Cameron Duncan and Showtime. Why is this, like you said on your Instagram, public enemy number one for you?
Because everybody is talking about everybody's talking about like, oh, well, everybody's scared of him. Everybody's scared of him. And matter of fact, I'm tired of these fucking young fighters. Honestly, I'm tired of these young fighters. I'm tired of boxing, honestly. I get tired of boxing. You know why? Because all I see is a bunch of cowards. That's all I see. I see cowards in boxing today. Trying to be businessmen, trying to strategically move themselves to a point where they can hurry up and get a world title without taking any fucking chances. And then all of a sudden be like, oh yeah, I made it, and talk the most shit. No, you can't talk the most shit without you fucking fighting something. Now look, I already fought undefeated fighters. I already fought people that truly believe, back to back. I fought motherfuckers back to back that fucking truly believe that they can beat me. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, shit, the betting odds. You couldn't bet your money on me to save your life. You're like, what? 15, 16, 17 to 1 underdog? Hell no. What? This nigga is not winning. You know what I mean? Like, and still upsetting. Without even really having a real background, a real history, because my history is silent. I still came. conquered, and I still persevered through all the odds.
So-
now, what kind of person is Ennis? Because you know what kind of person Blair the Flair is. That's the biggest secret. You can box. Motherfuckers can box. I know how to box. And I've seen plenty of guys like Ennis that can box. In Philadelphia, I turn them all sideways. Because you can box. I learned how to box in Philly, too. But I also know how to fucking fight. Fighting for my life in fucking in Mexico. Fighting for my life in New York. Fighting for my life in Philadelphia. One thing I do know how to do is fight. And I know how to box. I'm smart. There's some things that happen in the Brad Solomon fight that is so fast that you couldn't see it until you actually like slowed it down. I broke that fight.
Let's fucking go.
I broke that fight down to such a level that man did not even touch me. Not once.
He said you had to slow it down. Listen, Blair, so what's the plan? Have you talked? When the last time you spoke to Oscar, man? Oscar De La Hoya. When the last time? Because he had a birthday. He posting pictures in his
Yo,
tiny
what was up with those pictures, man?
I love the pictures.
Really?
Bruh, he enjoying his fucking life.
I love it. You could definitely see Blair the Flair doing some shit like that very soon.
So when's the last time you and Oscar De La Hoya have spoken?
Well, we're in negotiations for a pretty big fight, a pretty big contract, and we gotta work things out. And you guys possibly see Blair the Flair back in the ring with another fighter, obviously as another underdog, putting on the biggest show in boxing history, and that's just what it's about.
So, is this before or after the Virgil Ortiz fight happens with Michael Mickinson? You plan on making an announcement before or after that fight?
Definitely before.
Okay.
You know, we're working on things, and we're trying to get things going. You know,
Who's your manager?
Greg Hanley.
Is that from Prince
Ranch?
Ranch.
Yeah, and he's a terrific manager, man. He turned my life around. You know, I came from nothing. You know, I showed up in Las Vegas and came from nothing. I had no real history. You have no clue what I'm capable of at all. Which means you gotta really roll the dice to fuck with me. You know, because like even like all that momentum I had in Philadelphia, that stuff is gone. You know? And all the history, they bury that shit because the last thing they want to see is Blair the Flair show up and blow some stuff up. That's the last thing they want to see, especially for people to provide that protection from people like Ennis. People like Ennis and me I'm very dangerous for somebody like Ennis. And there's a lot of other fighters that's been like, you know, protected over the time. You know, that like they have to keep away from it.
Blair, I have to ask, obviously you're sitting here in front of us and, you know, you're sharing, you know, some of the stories in, you know, those Philadelphia gyms. But I got to ask about other gyms. You know, I got to ask about the gyms when you're in against the Devin Haney's with Bones.
He actually sparred Ryan Garcia, too.
I was going to lead to Ryan Garcia, you know. Talk about those work. Obviously, those two gentlemen are lightweights, but gentlemen that we would like to see fight each other at some point. You know, talk about those, you know, whatever you can share. And how do you see a fight between the two potentially play out?
I mean, obviously, I'm superior than both fighters. That's just hands down. I'm sorry to be straight honest. Blair the Flair is superior to both fighters, obviously. Not just because of weight. I was like, at that particular time, I was a 140 pounder. And like, I wasn't as big as I am now. I had hit a growth spurt. You know, and stuff like that. Recently, in my later in my life, I had another growth spurt. But those fighters are very good and incredibly crafty. Devin Haney, at the time, Devin Haney's different now. Devin Haney's getting big. He's getting bigger and bigger. He's growing into his body, and like, I don't know if he's going to be able to hold on to that weight too much longer. You know, and not only that, like. When your body starts to mature, he can't do the things that he used to do. Run around, move around, and kind of just like be this puff of air until you kind of like got tired of like chasing his ass down, and then he finally like throws on, you know, piles on a couple punches to win rounds. And that he can't really do that. That last fight was rough for him.
With JoJo?
Yes.
You think so?
I was right there, fucking front row and center, man. I was literally front row, looking at that fight like,
So do you feel that was a tougher fight than the Linares fight for him?
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely.
See,
like when I saw that fight, it was such a crazy toss up because the thing is, right, when Devin Haney's moving, he's kind of winning the rounds, but it's still competitive. But the thing is, like the way JoJo's boxing, the moment he traps Devin Haney, it's an ass whooping. It's like not even close. It's a fucking ass whooping. He's getting his ass beat, you know, by like the way he gets him into the corner, trap, done, ass whooping, and then he gets out and they separate, and then like Devin Haney has to like float on, you know, skate on ice, and then slowly but surely, JoJo traps him again, ass whooping. And it's like the rounds where JoJo was winning, they were completely one-sided. The rounds where you can say Devin Haney was winning, it was close.
Man,
and that's just what I saw.
I felt like the majority of the media felt that it was an easier fight for Devin than Linares. He willingly
Who's paying these guys?
He willingly stayed in there.
What do you mean, the judges or the media?
The media and the judges. Like, who's paying these guys?
I mean,
remember that this guy got some money, man.
Who's this guy? Who's this guy?
My boy, Devin Haney.
Oh, so Devin's paying the media?
Devin Haney, his father, they're very good businessmen, and they work their way through boxing incredibly.
Wait a minute.
Like, honestly, I wish I was them. I wish I had an easy go, you know. But that's just being realistic, you know.
You think Devin had an easy go? He started his career in Mexico at 17,
and he didn't start his career in Mexico.
I mean,
like
outside of the amateur career, yeah, he turned pro in Mexico.
Going to Mexico for like these quick little smoker fights.
Nah,
those
it was
are
like
easy
17 fights, wasn't it?
I don't know if
11?
it was that,
11?
Yeah,
I wish I had. I wish I was able to pay for those fights, because like those fights are like those quick little easy fights that you just trying to pat your record.
Yeah, but just 17 years old.
17, 18. Like most fighters aren't even pro
anything
yet.
What?
No.
Oh,
like
wow.
when you got skills, you know, and like you have enough backing behind you, yeah, you might be 17, and no, you might not have devastating power. I mean, look, Devin Haney's never been that power puncher. But one thing that we know for sure, he can stay safe. They trained him to be a defense first fighter. So when you put somebody like that in a ring with somebody that just don't know how to box, or just flat-footed and really, you know, that's really going in there to lose, you know. Obviously, I will put my son in there too if he was Devin Haney, you know, like, oh yeah, it's time for you to go. Like, well, like you already sparred all the top professional fighters, so like, yeah, let's just go ahead and let's see what you can do. I mean, obviously, slowing it down. Obviously, like, most of his career was padded with easy fights, but you know, once that happens, once you go up the rankings and start, like, you know.
So Mason Menard was easy?
Huh?
Mason Menard, that was easy fight. Common opponent with Teofimo Lopez.
Every opponent now with Devin Haney name on it would be an easy fight. Like even a JoJo Diaz.
But because you think he's skilled then.
One, yes, he's incredibly skilled.
Okay.
Two, they're calculative. They know exactly what type of a fighter to put him in there with and what it's going to look like. They're not playing a numbers game, whereas though, okay, the chances, no, they don't play by chance.
But
They're
they were chasing
wins.
Vasil. They were chasing Vasil. They were chasing Teofimo. Now they're chasing Camboso. Those aren't guaranteed wins. Those are the top guys.
No, but look, it's kind of cool to call somebody out that like really not paying you no mind. Lomachenko, he's not paying Devin Haney no mind. You know, but
Nah,
right now,
I mean-
I would actually like to see it now.
Well, that's the fight I feel like should happen because I feel like he was paying no mind because him and his team went
Decided
down.
to take franchise.
They went down to the WBC convention. Like, you know what? Instead of fighting him, let's get this franchise belt. You could. He was already interim at the time. You could make him the champion. We'll take the franchise. You know, wouldn't you say because that they were thinking about him because they chose to not take the fight with him?
No. Lomachenko, especially at that particular time, is next level. He don't got time to be dealing with somebody with a fucking overly padded record that's too young to even be in his like presence.
But he was the mandatory. He was next up. You
From
shot
what? From what? What did he fight?
The WBC, he was in a tournament.
This is something that a lot of people don't see. At what time did these young fighters actually get put in a position where as though, let's say it's even a 50-50 fight. Is it really a 50-50 fight? Have they ever been in a 50-50 fight? I hate the fact that like we would have fighters that's like highly ranked that didn't fight anybody that was actually at the top 10 ranking. How? You know? You're talking about like people like I hate bringing up Ennis because Ennis is a good fighter. You know what I mean? He is a good boxer. He's a good boxer that definitely deserves an ass whooping from Blair the Flair. But like, just to be fucking straight honest,
You're gonna make me spit up my little energy drink here.
at what place did this man actually fight a top 10 fighter to be placed at top 10? We talk about Virgil. We talk about Conor Ben. All these young fighters, and I don't want to talk bad about them. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, who fought a real top 10, 147 fighter? That like don't talk about no goddamn guy that just happened to move up in weight from 140 that had really no business even being in a weight class anyways. You know, or somebody that took the money, you know.
I like what you're saying.
You know, they take the money.
He's right.
You know,
listen, Sergey moved up. Delorme has been a title challenger for a long time, or a contender, whatever you want to call him.
at 140.
But that same question could be asked about you. Who is your top 10 win?
That's the thing. But you know how crazy. You know the difference between Blair the Flair and these other guys. I actually want the smoke. Like the thing is, right?
But
like,
that's what
I already
Ennis is saying. Ennis is saying the same thing you're saying.
Nah. Ain't nobody saying what I'm saying. See, the thing is, look, all these young fighters that ain't really like been tested like that. Notice one thing. Not one of them are calling each other out. They want to get to the top, and then it's like, okay, fine. Then we can talk about it. They want to fight.
So you're saying Ennis isn't calling out Virgil. Virgil isn't calling out Ennis. Conor isn't calling out Ennis. You know, they not calling you out. I get what you're saying.
Exactly. That's a big difference. That's where you see who's a man and who's really not a man.
So I really gotta ask, because I'm not gonna lie to you. I really thought Devin looked better in the Jojo fight.
He's still on that.
He did the Linares fight. That's my opinion.
You know what?
You know,
he's an incredible fighter, and like, yes, he possibly looked better than the Linares fight. But what I saw, and I was right there, front row. You know, on a technical level, I saw too many flaws that could have really been the result of his body maturing. It could have really been the result of the fact that like he ain't no little boy no more. You know, that like he can't get away with the certain shit that he used to do. You know, but that's it. You know, of course we're gonna say, okay, he won. Okay, but I thought that fight was a little bit too close. If we were over here really scoring it on a certain level, he could have not won.
I did not see that. Let me tell you, Jim.
You know,
obviously.
But I hear you.
But I think
sitting.
He's incredible.
Maybe you want a piece of Devin.
Absolutely not. I don't want no piece of Devin. Like, you know, Devin. No, like I'm actually really cool with Devin, and I don't wish nothing on Devin. You know what I mean? I can't wait to see what happens when he gets in there with Kambosos. You know why? Because I think that he might win. I think that he has a very, very good career. You know, but you have to be tested. You know, and
So you don't think Devon's been testing either?
No, I think that was a good test.
Okay.
I think that was a good test. Honestly, he had some flaws, and he had a little bit of resistance, and he persevered through it. Because there was a lot of times where like, JoJo is actually punching in the exchange, and I saw some of those punches were deadly and very devastating.
So you think JoJo hurt Devon in that fight?
A little bit.
Really?
Not like, oh shit, he's gonna go out, but just a little bit, just enough to be like, okay, he's giving him a little bit of resistance.
So I mean, back to the,
which means he's better than what people
I
think.
want to shift back to you because are you with Golden Boy or is it a working relationship?
Well, I'm with Golden Boy right now, so like, you know, contract
Under contract.
Contracts is contract.
So you're under contract with them.
Yeah, until further notice.
So why couldn't you get like Rashidi Ellis or Virgil Ortiz, even Alex Rocha maybe? Who else Golden Boy has over there that's a welterweight? Those are it?
Not money.
I wonder who wants to fight me. Like, I'm the one calling everybody out. Like, you know, I don't give a shit. Like, I really don't give a shit. You know, and that's a big difference when you got somebody like that, because they're dangerous.
So what's the plan though? Have they given you like some sort of trajectory? Because if guys don't want to fight you, I mean, it's their job to get you a fight.
Yeah,
and a top 10 fight, like you're saying, you know.
Absolutely. I would love any one of those guys. I think right now we're working on it. We're working on getting a big fight like that.
And
honestly,
by big
what
fight,
I wanted was Mikey. I really want Mikey Garcia. Like, I want that smoke like today, tomorrow, next week, anytime. You can call me like last minute. I can take that. You know, stuff like that, because, you know, he's a good fighter, and like everybody needs, I think right now.
But have they offered that name? Has that something they told you is a possibility?
That was a possibility at one point. You know, it was a possibility at one point. Adrian Broner was a possibility at one point. You know, that's the big fight. You know, that's the fight that's gonna sell. Everybody wants to see that fight. You know, you have two actual like real marketable showmen.
You think Broner crosses that street though?
Absolutely. I think Broner crosses any street that allows him to get paid the most money, and that brings him back into relevance. And he deserves it. He deserves to be back.
Since we are obviously, you know, here with Blair, got a super chat from Casual Bass Guy. He says, Blair, given the opportunity, would you take a title shot with Crawford or Spence first?
Look, I can't take Spence serious right now at all. Why? Because
Blair, why you wilding?
We really don't know.
He's a unified champ.
Why? Why is he unified champ?
Because he beat Porter.
Sean Porter.
And
how long ago was that?
Kelbrook.
How the fuck is he even keeping these belts? How?
What you mean?
Like, if you don't fight,
he's never been inactive. He's never gone 12 months inactive.
I mean, well,
yes, he has.
Well, part of it, he did. He went 14 months, but part of it was the car accident. But another part was the pandemic. I mean, you know, you were inactive longer. If you want to, you know.
Yeah, but
definitely.
I mean, he obviously got an extension because he defended his mandatory with Danny Garcia for the WBC.
Right, and then obviously
How did you think about that fight? What are you guys' thoughts on that?
I mean, Danny doesn't let his hands go these days, man. It's been a long time since he stopped letting his hands go. You know, he reminds me of Adrian Broner right now. You know, they're more defense than offense.
He got comfortable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the money. We were talking about that with Paulie. You know, you get to it's not necessarily just money, but it's like you said, comfort. You get to a certain level in your career, and you just stop taking risks. You know, you got a family at home. You got business.
Yeah.
So Blair, I mean, with your comments saying you can't take Spence serious, what do you say to the fan that says, well, Spence's resume at 147 is way superior to Terrence Crawford's?
No.
You think Crawford has a better resume at 47?
No, absolutely not. But the thing is, right, what we're looking at is like we don't know really where Errol Spence really lands, where he stands. Let's just put it like this. Why did that Manny Pacquiao fight not happen?
The detached retina.
Well, no.
Okay, hold up. Now you said detached retina.
No.
That's what I heard.
His timeline is wrong. Timeline is wrong. Pacquiao didn't want the smoke. Think about it. Earl beat Mikey Garcia. I was there, 48,000 people. He's not injured.
Pacquiao gets in the ring.
No retina. Floyd is there. Pacquiao's there. Everyone's in the ring. Pacquiao, I'll see. He didn't want to fight. He got called out right there in front of Floyd, in front of everybody.
He stepped into the ring.
Stepped into the ring. He didn't want that Earl Spence fight, and he obviously chose.
I doubt that.
Bro, he obviously chose not to fight Earl. Think about.
Let's
check the timeline.
I was actually in the camp
timeline
with Pacquiao, getting ready for Spence.
Mm-hmm.
And why didn't he take it?
He did take it. They were already signed.
He's talking.
He signed up.
He's talking August last year. Blair is when obviously the fight was announced and official.
Yeah, but I'm talking about. Look. I'm talking about 2019. 2019 is when he was supposed to take the fight.
March 16, 2019.
You know, Mikey lost to Earl. Earl is in the ring. Floyd is in the ring. Pacquiao gets in the ring. Porter goes on to fight. Earl goes on to fight Porter and Danny. Then there was rumor that he was gonna fight Pacquiao, but no. Like if Pacquiao wanted that, he'd have did it in 2019 when he's seen 48,000 people at Cowboy Stadium. I mean, did Pacquiao even get 50? How many he got with Joshua Clottey?
No, it was like 40.
Look. So, you seen that young boy beat your record.
Earl currently has the third highest attendance there.
And Canelo has two of the highest.
Right. Canelo did 73 with Billy Joe, 53 with Liam Smith. Errol did 48 with Mikey Garcia.
So, believe me, if Pacquiao wanted some money, both in ticket sales and in pay-per-view, he'd have jumped on that. He didn't.
I like, one, you can check this out. Pacquiao is doing a lot. So, like, fitting that into his schedule. As like a major influence in his country and trying to become the president and all that stuff. Like, I don't know, but like one thing I do know for sure is that Pacquiao really don't care. He don't care. Like, he truly believes that he's the greatest of all times. So like he really don't care. Like, I don't think that, not for one moment, that he was actually afraid of a Earl Spence. Now the thing is, right? We fast forward later on, they finally get the fight done, and then like Pacquiao's training 100% for a Earl Spence fight.
As a Bon Voyage fight though, Blair. As a last hurrah, my last paycheck.
It don't even matter because the thing is, like, I'm not even watching Pacquiao. You know what I'm watching? Earl Spence. My eyes is like, first of all, these two fighters, Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence, I've been watching these guys like more than they probably ever watched themselves. You know what I'm saying? I know them more than they know themselves. And like when I say that, like, one of the things that I can't really take serious right now with Earl is because, like, what happened? And then we say, and then this happened, the detached retina. You know how you get a detached retina in fucking sparring? He must have been getting his ass kicked. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know how really bad that accident had plagued him. We don't know we don't know what position Earl really is in. I remember at one time, they were like, it was like, finally Earl is talking about fighting Terrence Crawford. That's because, like, he literally just got out of a fucking accident and he's probably shot. And like in his mind of like, oh shit, I'm shot. Like, I might as well just go ahead and make the money. You know what I see? I see a lot of fear in Earl Spence.
Whoa.
I see
a man that doesn't
fear.
take tune-ups, you see fear?
Yes.
Explain.
I see a lot of fear.
Please explain.
Look, you don't need to take a tune-up for, like, Mikey Garcia is a tune-up for him. He's tailor-made for him.
Danny Garcia is a tune-up? Philadelphia boy?
Danny Garcia, yeah. At that particular time, yes. He's a tailor-made fight for him.
Ugas is a tune-up because he's coming over a detached retina straight into Ugas.
I would love to see that. I would love to see that. But
well, that's happening. April 16th and AT&T Center.
Okay, we'll see what happens. But let's just put like
3 belt
this.
unification.
Ugas is the weaker fighter out of everybody.
Ugas out here in Vegas, man.
I know.
He gonna give you some work, man.
Somebody, let's see what happens to fucking Ugas when he gets in the ring with Blair the Flair. It happened already.
Oh, so you sparred him at Silas?
Man, I spanked him so bad. I discarded who the hell he was. I never knew who he was.
But this was before or after the belt? Before or after the belt?
Long before the belt.
Okay.
When I first came here, I came here out of shape at a 140 pounder. You know what I mean? And I dismembered that guy. I was like, all right, cool. I'm like, my Bones is the one that had to tell me, like, yo, you know who that guy was? That was Ugas and stuff, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, on to the next.
But he just got done beating the guy you said Errol Spence was scared of him, Manny Pacquiao.
I didn't say, I definitely don't think that Errol Spence is scared of Manny Pacquiao. What I'm saying is that Errol Spence is scared. I'm calling scared, God damn it. He's scared of Terrence Crawford.
Why?
Because that's a real fight.
But why do you believe that? Because he's the one unifying it, you know, like he's doing all the heavy lifting according to him.
Doing all the heavy lifting.
He's picking up all the belts. He's like Thanos out in these streets.
Yo, Terrence Crawford would easily dismember every single fighter that Errol Spence did.
But he isn't. He isn't though. But he isn't though. But he isn't. He's not getting those fights. It's Earl doing all the heavy lifting.
I know, because they got this whole thing where they want to invite politics and ratings and this and that in the whole realm of boxing as a sport. Mm-hmm. Now it just got to a point where like I'm like, you know what? Fuck a sport. You know what I mean? I'm going on the entertainment side. Mm-hmm. Because one thing for sure, like Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford don't even have shit against me when it comes to entertainment value, which means that I'm going after the people that don't even know boxing. Mm-hmm. On top of the boxing fans. Mm-hmm. Now, the thing is, we can talk about Terrence Crawford. I guarantee you 100%. I banked this even with God. You know what I mean? He loses against Blair the Flair.
Terrence Bud Crawford.
Yes, he loses. And matter of fact, it's like this. If he signed the contract to fight me, the moment he signs a contract, he loses.
Tell the truth. Let's go. Let's go.
But
he needs a fight, and you ain't got to fight. Is that the big fight?
And he's a free agent.
Is that the big fight?
Fight me.
Is that the big fight?
I dare you, because you're definitely going to lose your title. And then finally, like, because let's put it like this.
Yo.
I studied Crawford so much, to such a degree, that, like, there's it's not going to be like the only person that's going to be surprised in that fight. I'm not even going to be smiling.
The betting line's going to be surprised. Come on, man.
Oh yeah, I'm going to bet everything. I'm going to be super rich. I'm putting like a couple mil on me. Like, cause that would be great. You know, I might as well walk away with 100 mil. But like, let's just put it like this. If he fought me, and like, I dare you. I dare Terrence Crawford fight. Somebody fight me.
Yo, how old are you?
How old am I?
Yeah.
Shit, man. Well, I'm about 22, 24.
Yeah.
About 31.
I'm 32.
32.
Okay. So you got about 2 years on Crawford. He's 34. You got about 2 years. You got to do it. If you're going to do it, you got to do it now.
Blair,
why not? Terrence Crawford is at the peak of his career and his abilities. He's incredible.
You think he's at the peak? You don't think because of the age he could be on the backside?
Hell no.
Okay.
Hell no.
Blair, I gotta ask, what do you say to the person that's watching this right now as you say these things, and they're like, what have you done to deserve a fight with Terrence Crawford? You're not even top 15 in the WBO rankings. What do you say to that person?
I'm the fucking most exciting man in boxing. And hold up, time out. Don't we got YouTube boxers now? Mm-hmm. Aren't you tired of seeing these fucking YouTubers go in there making tons of money and really not having any real background in boxing? Mm-hmm. You know, fighting other people that has absolutely zero fights and zero like real boxing experience. Mm-hmm. Aren't you guys tired of that shit? If you're tired of it, never fear. Blair the Flair is here. Period. Wrong. Like, what more do you want than the next big attraction in boxing?
I don't understand, honestly, Blair. Like, I ain't trying to beat a dead horse, but I don't understand what's up with Golden Boy and you, because I think you're marketable. I think you go above and beyond to sell yourself. They've put you on Canelo undercards, but I don't think that they're giving you that Virgil Ortiz push. Or
why would they give me Virgil Ortiz? If
No,
Virgil Ortiz is the thing that's holding their fucking promotion together.
I don't mean give you him as an opponent. I mean, I don't think they're investing time and money into you the way that they're investing time and money into him.
Of course.
But why though?
But you're more marketable in my opinion.
I'm far more marketable.
You're appealing to more people.
I got more Mexican fans than he do.
I mean, I don't know what metrics you're using to check that, but
you'll be surprised. The moment I start getting on a major stage and they actually promote me, I have a big Mexican audience. And not only that, I have everything else. I have everybody else.
Do you feel like you speak better Spanish than him? Because I'm sure.
I don't know. That's probably close. I mean,
let me hear your Spanish, man.
I'm not going.
No.
Tiene que hablar en español. Nosotros hablamos español aquí.
I'm trying to practice, man.
Oh, Virgil got you.
Yo necesito más práctica.
Okay, there you go. That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. Let me get to some.
Yo no tengo amigas. When I was when vivo en Guadalajara, no tienes amigos.
No tenías amigos ni amigas. Well, let me get to some of these questions from the people. I got David Maldonado all the way in New York City. He says, who wins in a battle of Philly? Boots versus Danny, and how?
Boots. I feel like Boots right now. Why? Because he's on a tear. He's a devastating fighter, and as long as he's not like reckless. See, the thing is, Danny Garcia's dangerous, man. Yo.
But you just called him a tune-up for Earl.
You did.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's tailor-made for Earl. Yes, for Earl. I hate when people start like doing that. You know what I mean? Right now, like people are really like losing the whole idea that like styles make fights. And it don't matter because all we looking at right now is numbers and statistics and undefeated records. Fuck your undefeated record. Like, you know what I mean? That type of shit is what's killing this boxing right now. Like, I don't care if you got a couple losses. One of the most like dangerous fighters are the ones that lost and that don't have nothing to lose anymore. But these undefeated fighters, it's like, why are we caring so much about them to a point where we're invested so much, like even emotionally, to a point where we have to be like, oh man, I don't want him to fight that guy because I want him to keep his no, I want to see what happens when he gets tested. Because boxing, you know what's special about boxing that you're not really going to see too much anywhere else. When things get rough, you can see the spirit of a man. And that's the most inspiring shit in the world. And people want to see it. And they've been starved out.
Shout out Jerry Forrest. That was a beautiful fight. That's when you got to see who he really was in that fight with Big Bang, man. He went down 3 times, kept getting up. But I got another one from the people.
That's what people want to see.
Absolutely.
Deontay Wilder.
Go through
what
adversity.
Do you think about the Deontay Wilder fight?
Same thing. Go through adversity and show what you're made out of. Even though he didn't win, he 2 more knockdowns in his last fight. Absolutely. But I got Chickarelli who says, "Woo! It's Blair the Flair. Awesome. Shout out to you." 2 glove emojis.
Love you guys. I love all my supporters and fans. Blair the Flair has the best fans.
That's right.
The most exciting man in boxing has the most exciting fans in boxing.
Decatur, Georgia's own Lidge Lowe says, if the opportunity presented itself for you to fight Maurice Lee from TMT, would you?
Who the hell is Maurice Lee?
In Jesus' name? You never heard of Maurice Lee?
No.
Oh, wow. He was supposed to get that Errol Spence fight once upon a time?
So I trust God's word.
They was talking about
God's
him.
word's been treating me very well. I'm healthy, strong, and about to knock Earl Spence out in Jesus' name.
They was talking about him.
Southpaw. I think Floyd sparred with him and stuff like that.
Yeah, they was talking about him for.
I can't take any of those people in Floyd Mayweather's gym serious.
You don't take a lot of people serious from what we're hearing today.
No,
Boots ain't serious. Earl ain't serious. Floyd Mayweather ain't serious.
Earl is serious, but I can't take him too serious until I see How? Like, what's the damage like? Is he really good?
But we've
or is
been
he
waiting to
shot?
see damage from like the first accident, and it ain't there. He keeps showing you it ain't no damage.
I don't know, man. Like, dude, he got a detached retina. That's why he couldn't fight Manny Pacquiao.
So right now you just said that.
Should he keep his belts?
I mean, he
Or
about
he's
to fight
fighting.
Ugas.
Okay.
Another
they fight
unification.
Ugas. Okay,
Yeah.
let's see what happens. After that, maybe I'll be like, okay, this dude is serious.
I got Andre Brown that says, word around town is that Boots got the best of you in sparring some time ago. Can you tell us how that sparring was?
I'm gonna be honest with you. No, not really. Because it wasn't an event. It was an event for him. Why? Because I was the fucking man. And even when I'm off, even when I was out of shape, it was such a big deal for him. It was such a big deal for his camp, for his father, to just spar me. Why? That's the fucking question people should be really asking themselves. Well, shit, if I'm such easy work, fight me then. Fight me then. And let's see what happens.
Who do you feel? Who do you feel? Obviously, there's been a lot of talk. Let's not, act slow. There's been a lot of talk about Boots being that next guy, right? We see
Very
the headlines.
possible.
We see the comments Sean Porter has made saying,
Called him overrated.
He's like, let him prove himself, whatever the case may be. Right now, today's February 10th, 2022. Which of the top welterweights do you see Boots beating today?
I don't know. Honestly, it depends on the type of fight. Honestly, if I didn't exist, it'd be pretty easy.
Let's go.
It'd be pretty easy.
You see, you know how to sell. See, like, it always has to come back to you, and you know how to do that. I love it. No, it's true.
I'm
Shout
being
out-
brutally honest.
Shout out to Matt Bent 100 with the super chat.
Kansas City, stand up.
He say Blair giving us the flair. He wants to smoke.
That's right. I got some
All
more
the
coming in. Steve, all the way in the United Kingdom, says, "Can I get a nature boy style?" Woo!
Come on, Blair. I've been waiting the last fucking hour, man. What you waiting on?
I got save these woos, goddammit. I got a big fight coming up,
Uh-oh.
and there's no telling.
How you ain't gonna drop the news
How
in the new
crazy I'm
studio, man? Come on, man. At least give us the initials. Let us fucking guess. Rhymes with what?
What?
His name. What the fuck does it rhyme
Your
with?
opponent.
The opponent? I can't say that until
Merger Mortiz?
Oh, that would be nice. No,
Barney Parcia?
I don't know. We gotta see. We gotta see what happens. Because honestly, at the end of the day, like, I have to honestly thank anybody that gets in the ring with me. Seriously.
So who's it gonna be, Blair?
I don't know, because we gotta see if
You've
they
gotten
sign.
some names.
They have to sign first.
Leak an initial.
You've spoke about a lot of names today.
Is it a Golden Boy only welterweight?
I don't know.
But I gotta ask, because to me this is what makes sense.
Wait, I didn't even
Hold
finish
on.
this guy's question.
Oh, go ahead,
Because he had to do the Nature Boy. Woo!
Go.
Woo!
There we go.
And he says, thanks for coming on the show. It seems from the outside looking in that the pandemic has somewhat stunted your career progression.
Absolutely.
Now that the pandemic appears to be coming to an end, fingers emoji cross, what do you have planned to put the entire welterweight division on notice for 2022? Is the year of the Cobb?
Well, year of the Flair, but Blair Cobbs is not in the ring. Who the fuck is Blair Cobbs? Anyways, possible. It's possible. Man, one of the things that people need to understand is that anything's possible. Anything's possible. So, hey, the pandemic's over. I had a whole lot of momentum in 2019. And
Bro, the
really,
fur
I got a
coat-
lot of momentum the moment I fight.
The fur coat was awesome, and I'm gonna be the first to say it. I know they do it on other shows, but who wore it better? I think that you did it and inspired Rolly. I don't know. Have you noticed that?
Oh yeah, Rolly's copying me so hard. It's okay because we're friends. You know, I was like, I text him like, I don't know why you trying to like me, man.
How do you see the fight with him and Gervonta?
You still didn't get all the things. Like you don't have rings, you don't have watches, you don't have. You just have a fucking fur coat, man.
It seems like now with the issues he had outside of the ring, that's been cleared. Seems like he'll be getting that Gervonta Davis fight next.
That is the rumor.
How do you see that fight play out?
I don't know. I want to see that.
Have you sparred him? Being from Vegas, you and Rolly mix it up.
No.
Whoa.
No.
I hear he's a big boy.
He's a big boy, but the thing is, like, you can be big, but then you're against a giant. It's just, I don't know. It's I'm not the kind of person that people want to spar. Let's just put it like that. I'm very frustrating. I make people feel like, God damn it, I don't know how to fucking fight. You know what? I'm gonna take some time off. That's how I do people sometimes, cause I'm not just boxing in there. You know?
Separating yourself.
Yeah, there's a big separation, and like there's things that I'm doing. I'm strategic. So I'm thinking. I'm plotting. I'm organized, and like I'm doing things that you don't see often.
You know, Blair,
mental warfare.
I gotta ask, right? You've mentioned the Jerome Ennis of the world, Terrence Arrow, Danny Garcia. How does a fight between Blair the Flair play out against Michael McKinson?
Mickinson?
Yeah.
I don't even know who Michael McKinson is.
Well,
Mickinson.
He's fighting Virgil Ortiz.
And that's why I asked
already
that.
signed, sealed, delivered.
Oh yeah, that guy.
March 19th. March
Easy
19th.
work.
Yeah, he doesn't have any power.
They give
according
zero
to his
shits
record.
to him. Like, yeah, he's easy work. He's easy work for Virgil. Virgil's gonna run through him. Like, they're never gonna put him in a fight where as though like, oh shit, he could possibly lose. I mean, look, when you have fights where as though you knocked every single person out, that is incredible matchmaking. And not only that, but the thing is, it gives you a lot of confidence.
False sense of confidence, no?
I don't know, because obviously he does have some power, but the thing is, right, that can weaken you. That can weaken your whole perspective in boxing, because what happens when you can't just knock this guy out? What if you have to be patient and you have to actually like box somebody?
Right.
You know, what if a motherfucker? What if like let's put it like this? What if Maurice Hooker was taller? I mean, well, not taller, but bigger and stronger. What if Maurice Hooker was an actual 147 pounder? What would happen if Maurice Hooker actually went in there believing that he could fight?
I mean, but he fought Kavalauskas. That's a real 147 pounder, and that was a good fight.
Tailor-made, though.
Common opponent with Terrence Crawford. He put Crawford down. Most people.
But is he Crawford? See, the thing is, a lot of people are just judging people off of like who they fought. That's common. But like, you gotta judge people for like what they are. What's for somebody like Virgil Ortiz? You have to think about it. And I'm not down in Virgil. I think that he's a terrific fighter. Honestly, I think all of these young fighters are terrific fighters. You know, everybody, me, fucking Ennis, all of them. All of these young fighters are great, especially Virgil. But the thing is, like, what do you think? Do you think that Virgil Ortiz is flawless to such a level where as though like there's certain fighters that wouldn't give him a run for his money? Like what do you think? What do you really think somebody like Virgil getting in there where Terrence Crawford really looked like?
Honestly,
I mean, his style could cause some problems for Crawford, I think. I mean, you know, obviously you're always going to give some benefit of the doubt to that Mexican style. Plus, he's not traditional Mexican. He's a little straighter. He comes down the pipe, you know.
That's not going to work.
He's got youth.
That's not going to work. You can't, like, you think that you just going to just run straight into Terrence Crawford. No, that's not gonna work. You're not gonna just walk straight into Crawford, you know, and expect good results. You know, what other options do we have? Yes, he's explosive, but are those punches that uncommon to a point where you couldn't figure out what's going on with him? What happens when you make him stumble over himself a little bit? Because Terrence Crawford's going to do that with his feet. He's going to fight you with his feet.
Right.
You know, if you have such a high guard because you don't want to get hit in the face and you don't really have the kind of reflexes to get out of the way of shots. Mm-hmm. Don't you think that like stops like what you can actually see? You know, like what happens when he gets hurt to the body? What happens when he actually gets hurt to the head and is in there with somebody that knows how to shut him down? That's not afraid of his power because he's not landing.
Well, I got James Valdez in San Antonio, Texas. This says, Blair, Bud versus Spence. Who wins and how?
Again, I really don't know what Spence have
until
left.
After this Ugas fight.
Yeah, I would love to see where he really stand.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and lots of we're gonna see. But honestly, and obviously that should be an easy fight for
really
for Earl.
Ugas gave Porter some problems, man, and he obviously upset Pacquiao. No one expected that.
A lot of people felt that he beat
Don't tell
Porter.
me you picked him to beat Pacquiao.
Yeah, kind of.
Next time you make a pick, you better do it on this show. We need that on record.
The only reason why is because one, Pacquiao is just older fighter,
mm-hmm.
you know, and definitely past that time where as though where boxing was his 100% dream. You know, I said 100% twice because you kind of got to be double. It's got to be you're 100% for your dream, and your dream is 100% on that. You know, so I don't know. It's not something where as though oh wow, I was surprised, and the reason why is because that was his one and only opportunity for true greatness is fighting somebody like Manny Pacquiao. If anybody steps in the ring with Manny Pacquiao, that's legendary for them.
Mm-hmm.
That's everything.
Yes.
But you got to
rise to that occasion, and he did it. You know, you got to give him credit for doing it.
I give him 100% credit, and he's an incredible fighter. I mean, he's doing really good, and you know what? I just want to see what happens. What happens when Earl gets tested? You know,
you don't feel like he's been tested already?
I just want after this crash.
Oh, after the injury and everything.
After the injuries, and then he even got injuries in camp. We got to really start thinking about well, shit, is he gonna be even okay for this fight? Is he gonna make it through training camp? It's I don't know, but the best of Earl Spence versus the best of Terrence Crawford. Who do I think wins? Crawford.
So let me ask you this before you give your reason why. In what fight do you think Bud was his best, and in what fight do you think we saw the best of Errol Spence?
Honestly, I think that they both look the same in every single fight. They literally put their best performance in every single fight. So let's put it like this. The last fight for Earl Spence was Danny Garcia. I didn't really watch that fight, but every fight before that was the best fight I've ever seen of him. It was every single fight he was either better or just as good. And one of the best fights I've seen him in was against Sean Porter, obviously. You know,
hell of a fight.
He went through a lot of adversity with Sean Porter.
Hell of a fight.
You know, and then you got Terrence Crawford. He went through a lot of adversity with the same fighter, putting out the exact same stuff. You know, but there's just a major difference
were you there for that one, for the Porter Crawford?
Yeah, I was there.
What'd you make of the stoppage? I'm just curious.
Oh man, I didn't like it.
Okay.
I didn't like it at all.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I think that's all I could just say at this point. I didn't like the stoppage.
Okay.
I got
a few more questions.
It's not like he was gonna win. You know, it was a very easy fight when I saw it. Terrence Crawford is a fighter that's in game.
So what'd you make of, because you just said it wasn't like Sean was gonna win. What'd you make, obviously, going into that final round, he was being told, Crawford that he's down. He's down on the cards.
He should be, because he probably was, honestly.
So why would you say that that Porter had no chance of winning, or that he wasn't gonna win?
Reason why I said that Porter wasn't gonna win is because his brain checked out.
Okay.
I'm watching these people
Right.
like a hawk.
So what is it that you saw in that fight where you're like, yo, like he's mentally checked out of this fight?
Okay. Like a little over past the half point of the fight, what do you see? You see Terrence Crawford landing more shots.
Yeah.
Landing uppercuts, landing things. Why? Why is it? It's because what ends up happening is that Porter ended up reverting back to his old style and his old way of thinking. When he gets tired, mentally fatigued, he goes back into like this way of thinking, whereas though he's a fucking football player. And like, you know what he wants to do? Just bulldoze through. Like, don't think, just bulldoze through. Now, earlier into the fight, because he has more ability than Terrence Crawford, it's very easy to have more ability than Terrence Crawford. I'm far superior to Terrence Crawford in ability. You get what I'm saying? But you cannot beat a Terrence Crawford when you are going on autopilot. He went on autopilot around like the 7th round, you know what I mean, completely, and ended up running into really bad shots and getting hurt consistently, you know, and that's because his brain checked out. You know, his brain checked out. People forget this. And I hate even teaching people this shit, because like it's one of my biggest secret weapons. Yeah, you have physical endurance. You have mental endurance. Cause you can get mentally fatigued in there. If you don't ain't on your shit, you can lose it. You know, and like that's kind of like how Terrence Crawford beats these guys. You know, he beats them because they get mentally fatigued. You know, it's not like, why you think he's losing early in the fights? Because they're on their game, they're watching, they're on the game, and they're getting it. So then next thing you know it, they're not on their game.
You don't believe in when they say, you know, fighters take a couple rounds to figure you out,
adjust,
kind of learn tendencies. You know, we hear it all the time with Canelo. We've seen Canelo, you know, down early on the cards. We saw it Amir Khan, obviously Billy Joe Saunders. People say these things. Do you feel that maybe that's the case?
Take a few rounds to figure you out,
right? With Terrence Bud Crawford, do you think that is the case with him?
Oh yeah, of course. But like the case is this: he has the mental stamina to do that. Canelo has the mental stamina to do that. He slows the pace down to such a level where he's able to take inventory of every move. Every move you make, every time you try to do something a little off, he'll remember it. He'll remember what your movements. Okay, what happens when he goes this way? What happens when he goes that way? What happens when I throw a body shot? I'm gonna throw a body shot. I'm gonna throw a body shot. Matter of fact, now let's see what happens when I'm going to throw a body shot.
But then
But no, it's not that he's just coming over the top. He just changed the trajectory of the punch, but it's the exact same movement. It's the same movement as if he's throwing a body shot.
No, absolutely.
He learns how to beat these guys that have these fast eyes, fighting these guys from Philly. The Ennis brothers and all them Philly fighters, he brought them into camp to learn how to fight them. You know, I know how to beat these guys. That's why I call out Ennis. I'm going to be able to trick him, break him down, and then on top of that, he ain't going to have the fucking mental fortitude or the gumption to like survive. He's going to have to doubt himself every step of the way. It ain't going to be no lucky like knockdown. Even if he did, the worst thing that's going to happen is me getting up. Because then it's like, oh, shit, now I've really got a fight on my hands.
Blair,
let me get to some of these questions. Mr. Adore says, why has Golden Boy kept the most entertaining man in boxing on the shelf so long?
That is a question that a lot of fans, a lot of people in boxing have been asking. And they want answers.
So what's the answer?
And the thing is, it's not up to me to answer those questions. That's actually pointed at Golden Boy. So
how much longer do you have left in this contract?
I can't really disclose contracts. But
the length of it, the time, how many fights?
Well, we gotta see what happened this year. And let's see what happened this year. And honestly, like, my job is just to focus on each fight. Stay active, stay loving the sport, stay having passion for boxing. That stuff.
But how could you with the time off that they're keeping you out of the ring? I mean, you gotta get frustrated.
Of course, I'm frustrated all the time. That's the thing. You have to believe in God, man. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't believe in God. That's why they don't want to fucking take no goddamn chances. They don't want to take no damn chances. I can't risk it. Motherfucker, believe in God and just know that he got your back. Like, oh no, I'm cool. Like, I'm cool. I got Jesus. Who do you got? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, and like, that's just how it is. And like, right now I have to stay mentally tough and endure and survive these long layoffs. It's hard, especially when there's no money, there's no finances, and all these things is going on. You know what I'm saying? You got baby mamas, you got baby mama drama, then you got heartbreak, you got this and that, then you got, don't even let me get started with the fucking whatever trauma that you have going on as far as depression. I've gone through plenty of depression. So
wait, so Blair the Flair has a son out there?
Absolutely. I have one son and one daughter.
Okay. I got another one coming from Baltimore. The best dad ever says, who is the best lightweight in your eyes?
Oh man. Well, I've been learning a lot from Roberto Duran, honestly. So that might be one of my favorites. Right now.
I think they meant active.
Oh, active? Oh shit. You talking about like the Ryan Garcias and everybody?
Kambosos, Haney, Gervonta.
Well, that's an easy no-brainer. Lomachenko is hands down the best. What happens if Lomachenko gets in there again with Teofimo? He loses. That's why that's the worst thing that could ever happen to him. What happens when Lomachenko gets in there with Tank? He loses. He loses bad. He's never going to be able to keep up with him. Matter of fact, he's going to get tired again, pity pat to death, and possibly retire from boxing.
Talking about Gervonta?
Yes. Gervonta don't have the mental fortitude to stand like an ass whooping for a long period of time. I've seen him quit. Things like that can happen when you are a little bit, like we call it, that thing that children get. They get spoiled. You get a little bit spoiled, and he's a little bit spoiled. He's not making weight anymore. What the fuck is wrong with that?
It's been a couple fights since he had the weight issues, but
so
they were there. What'd you make of the comments Sean Porter made? He had him in camp, and he basically gave Gervonta his flowers and saying he was one of the toughest guys, sparring is sparring, but that he shared the ring with. Do you feel like Gervonta just can't? We haven't seen him in there against one of the top guys, but that's what we want to see, right? All those top guys. You don't think Gervonta could hang with those Lomachenkos, Haney's, Kambosos of the world?
Well, Kambosos, I think he do pretty well with him, possibly. Devin Haney, I don't even want to talk about what happened between him and Devin Haney. But and then when it comes to anything else,
whoa.
Like Lomachenko, I don't think he has a chance.
Come on, man. You don't want to give us the name of who you fighting, and you also don't want to tell us the T with Tank and Haney. Because Bill was in here, this very same studio, in that very same chair, and
what did he say?
He's going to say that Devin did his thing.
did his thing.
And
but
that and
to
that
what
Tank
level?
and that Tank, the excuse was Tank was not in shape or something like that. So they had to stop it, right? Ain't that how it goes, right?
Well, that's understandable. I mean, but hey, man, if that's the case, that's cool. But then the thing is, right? Was it really because he was tired, or was he just sick and tired? Sometimes we have to think like that on certain levels. Like, okay, was he really tired, or was he just sick and tired? Because honestly, I think like he might have just been sick and tired. But the thing is, he's still an incredible fighter. Devon's still an incredible fighter, and also we gotta keep in mind, styles do make fights. I would love to see what happens, but the thing is, everybody is cowards, and the only person that's even talking about fucking fighting is Blair the Flair. I'm tired of this shit.
Nuts, can I get to a couple super chats?
Go ahead.
We got Jaime Nieto. He said, "Yo, I love this interview. I am a Blair the Flair fan now." We have Jesse Quesada. He says Blair Cobbs versus Conor Benn, Matchroom /DAZN/UK.
That should be able to happen.
Absolutely, I love that fight. Woo! We can say woo all the way to the bank. Absolutely.
We got Matt Bent 100 says Golden Boy, free Rashidi, free Blair.
Absolutely, I would love that.
He's saying like free you guys out of your contracts.
Oh yeah, that too. That'll be. I don't know. Like I don't know what Rashidi Ellis is going through, but there's one aspect to Rashidi Ellis compared to me. And that's why like I'm actually active a lot more than him. And the reason why is because he's just not promotable. And it's like, yeah, he can move on to like another thing like PBC, but like, is he going to be taken serious? Do he really have somewhere else to go? Outside of just dealing with Golden Boy? I don't really know, because he's kind of hard to take it to like really take serious. And the reason why is because he's not a promotable fighter. You can't be just good. Being good is not good enough in boxing, especially if you're black. If you're a black fighter and you're just good, that's not good enough. That's just not good enough.
Not good enough to get you the big fight.
Absolutely not. He's like, absolutely not. It's just not good enough. It's not good enough to get you the big fight at all.
Ness, you got more questions?
Certainly have more questions.
Hold up, time out. Like, you guys are reading off the comments and all that?
Nah, we got a specific post. We let our listeners know you were gonna be on.
Okay,
So
hold up,
But
like,
some of them are super chats though. He's doing like live super chats.
give me some of the bad shit.
Okay, all right. So we got Mr. Stelia Chin. Where he from?
Baltimore.
We got Mr. Stelia Chin. He said, we from Philly, he being you, of course. Now ask him what happened to Devin when he came to the first sparring in Baltimore. He says, Rolly 2.0, I listened to this clown enough.
They calling you Rolly 2.0 out in these
Rolly
streets.
2.0. Hold up, what?
Yeah, they calling you Rolly 2.0.
But I don't get what he's saying though. Like, he's
talking.
talking about.
You know they don't believe Rolly when he says he's gonna knock out Tank, and Tank is a dwarf. So they calling you Rolly 2.0. Like, I guess they don't believe your story.
Oh, that's interesting. I mean, but I'm the only person that's like, yeah, let's do it right now. I'm the only person that's even calling out such a person. When I got into his face and called him out, he couldn't look me in my eyes like this.
He being Ennis.
Let me do this. Let's say, man to man, you talk to me.
I think I was there. Wait, wasn't it at the Devin Haney fight?
It was after Ennis fought. And I'm not going to lie, Blair, I'm looking at your post on your Instagram. You guys, your eyes, both you and Boots, your eyes seem to be locked in with each other. It seems like you guys are looking.
No, like look, the only reason why he finally wants to fucking have the gumpture and the courage to fucking look me in my eyes is once everybody starts to like crowd around, But like in the very beginning, he ain't about that. He ain't about that. You know what I mean? Like that's some soft ass shit. Look, you see, I look him in his face, and like I'm waiting to catch that eye contact. Good fight, champ. And you remember me? Yep, yeah, Blair. The moment he saw me, he deflated.
You think so?
Absolutely. And then, good fight, champ.
Blair, you're gonna have to see this man. You've been talking a lot about Ennis, man. He gonna come looking for you one of these days.
Well, the thing is this, man. He just said after the whole shit, right? Mm-hmm. And he's looking like we finally fucking talking and everything, and like, look, when I'm looking straight at him, what's good? Oh, now you know what's gonna happen. Yo, I need some help. Yo, you know, there's levels to this, right? Yeah, there's levels.
See, I was there.
There's levels to this,
So,
right?
So did you guys have 2 run-ins? Because I know after he fought, you guys had that run-in.
Yeah.
Did you guys have another run-in? Because he keeps saying you guys had a run-in at the Devin Haney fight against
It
JoJo.
was somewhere else. It was somewhere else.
I never saw him again.
Oh, yeah.
Because you know I will make it a spectacle.
Yeah, it was after he fought Delorme. So we got another super chat from Mr. Steal Your Chin. Once again, he said, Tank sleeps you, Boots sleeps you, Bud puts you in a coffin, Arrow puts you in a car wreck. Clown.
Shit. Damn. Hard. You wanted hard.
And I'm the only one calling these guys out, man. You know, it's funny. Well, the thing is, that's kind of cool. I like that. I like that.
I got some nice ones here.
Can you ask him to put a boo in the comments too? Like, please put boo. Like with like at least 6 O's.
Well, they hear you. So
Perfect.
I got more super chats. So you got
Go.
All right,
go.
we
Matter
got
of fact, I'm gonna what's his name again?
Mr. Steal Your Chin.
Mr. Steal Your Chip. Perfect. I'm gonna fucking spam his ass. I'm in love with him.
We got the heavy-handed edition with a super chat. He says, new Blair Cobbs fan. We got Kai. He says, what's the truth behind you and Boots sparring sessions? And his senior said you ran out the ring.
Damn, ran out?
Ran out?
Because you keep saying you don't remember, but they remember, obviously.
Ran out?
Ran out. They say you ran out, man.
That's interesting. Like, that's really interesting.
Who's got the tape, man? Did they record it?
Damn recorded? No.
Nah, it's always tape.
Somebody always recording. I don't know. Somebody always got the recording.
The whole thing is this, man. A guy is out of shape and really frustrated. And not only that, haven't even sparred. Nobody wants to spar me until like I'm off.
Yeah.
And then I get back in and then like, oh, you know what? No, I'm cool. Like let me wait you out a couple, like 2 or 3 more months. You know, while you're still off.
Yeah.
You know, you're not really in the gym.
So he
anymore.
caught you at the right time. You wasn't in shape.
He caught me at the right time. And the thing is, they remember it.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because that's probably his biggest achievement. Well, good. You fought me as a, like, you know what I mean, while I'm off on a big crazy ass layoff. You know what I'm saying? In Philadelphia. Let's see what happens.
We got 2 more super chats. New York Bullet says Cobbs versus Thurman because they both can promote for sure.
I do like that
that's
fight.
That's the true fight. That's the true fight, man. I
do like that fight.
Go run straight into punches.
You definitely got the booze you were asking for. And Mr. Steal Your Chin with another super chat.
Yes.
He says, I don't want to hear you call nobody out. 32 with 16 fights. Your career's disappearing in front of your eyes.
Damn, why so harsh?
Damn, like I know. I think I love him though. Like, don't talk bad about him.
Yo, I got some more over here. We got James Benitez that says, and he's from Alabama. Blair, thanks for coming on the show. But on this show, there's a lot of Devin Haney bias and an extreme fanfare from our host. I've been saying Devin a soft touch, has no power. We all know Devin can't make the weight and won't undispute 135. So can he compete at 140, 147, or does he lose and get knocked out by all the top 10 at 140?
I don't think that Devin is an easy go for anybody, especially at 140. And I take him to like hell. if you can't make 135, and it sucks because you had all these fighters that's not fighting each other. They're not fighting each other. You know? There's just a whole lot of talk. And I respect Devin Haney more than I respect any of these other fucking fighters because they're all talking, but the only one that actually really want the smoke is Devin Haney. Period. You know, at the end of the day, Devin Haney's like, yo, I want the smoke. I want the smoke. He's the only one that even called out Lomachenko. Yeah, think about that shit. Because that says a lot. That says a lot, man.
Nice going, Ness. A couple more super chats.
Fucking Pop Smoke.
We got rest in peace, Pop Smoke. And you know what? Before I continue with the super chats, I definitely want to send our love and prayers to Robert Easter Jr. You know, unfortunate situation that occurred.
Very unfortunate.
And thankfully he is still with us. You know, so our love and prayers definitely go out to E Bunny, and you know, hope to see a smooth and successful recovery, right? You know, this is obviously bigger than boxing.
He posted in the hospital that he's doing better.
Yeah, you know, so just our thoughts and love definitely go out to Robert Easter Jr. We do have a super chat from Stick Talk Boxing that says TBV, being the boxing voice, for those who may not know, is going to make this Road Flair back chat famous. I don't get it.
Well, thank you very much. It sounds like a positive thing, and that's great. I just want to hear more about this other guy.
Who is the other guy?
Mr. T.
Mr. Steal Your Chin.
I got somebody here for you in Florida. Jordan Baker. Jordan Baker says, the more you talk, the more you sound like a bullshitter. Cut the Jerry curl and speak the truth. Bill Haney gonna call Ness and line your ass up. Laughing out loud emoji. Get out of Vegas ASAP before it's too late. So Bill gonna be listening to the show like, yo, tell Blair we want some sparring.
I don't do sparring, man. I'm a fighter. I fight for money. I don't like do sparring matches for pride. I do sparring matches to like help develop me for a fight, to get paid. You know, like that, like, and that's one thing that, like, I'm not over here trying to get rich and famous off of fucking sparring. I'm not over here trying to get rich and famous for being a social media influencer. Like, I don't give a shit. I'm the real deal.
Shots fired at Ryan?
No, I'm not shooting shots at Ryan, but like, I'm being 100% honest. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, there's no shortcuts.
So it's not a shot, it's a fact at Ryan.
Yeah, it's not, yeah. I'm not shooting shots at nobody. I'm just laying it out there. Now, what I am doing is putting on big, exciting fights. What I am doing is being a very promotable fighter inside and outside the ring. You know what? People ain't doing enough. Well, shit, like, you're not doing enough to be great. You're good. You're not great. You're not doing enough to be great. Well, Blair the Flair is.
Woo! We got another super chat. Jason says Blair needs to fight Conor Ben. I like that fight.
I love that fight. I love that fight.
And it should be makeable. It's on the same side, man.
Absolutely. And I love Dazn, and Dazn loves me. That's the only reason why I'm still popping. You know, I like every major fight. It's not Golden Boy. It's Dazn. You know, Dazn, I very much appreciate Dazn. And honestly, I appreciate everybody. I appreciate my team. You know, Prince Ranch is doing incredible things with incredible fighters like myself.
Reese Arlene, too. We had him on earlier today. Shout out to Reese Arlene.
Come on. That dude is a monster. I pick him to beat anybody. Anybody.
Well, we got one more here from Brandon in Houston who says, with you being such a big wrestling fan, I'm sure you've seen the show The Dark Side of the Ring. Have you?
You know, I've been living under a rock, but I'm definitely going to look up that.
All right, well, the rest of this won't make sense because he said if you have creative control over a dark side of boxing, what would the topic be of your first episode? But you would have needed to watch the show, I guess.
Well, that makes sense. Well, shit, my topic would be, one, I'm pretty sure they're talking about what happened after their careers, after their luxurious careers, and what happened in between their careers. But I would love to talk about like the real fights that like had broke out in the midst of this entertainment.
You saying fights inside or outside?
Inside the ring. Like people getting too serious about it.
Okay.
You know, you have people that's juiced up on steroids. Some of them juiced up on steroids and this and that, and they go out to have a good day and whatever. You know, and then they kind of just like don't want to have a good day. I don't know. I would love to talk about that. I would love to talk about just the ins and outs of the politics and how we find these highly marketable wrestlers that can put on a big show and become the next mega superstar, like Stone Cold Steve Austin, like Ric Flair, like the Hulk, like Hulk, and all of these guys. It's a lot of them.
Have you been able to get any sort of relationship with Ric Flair? Obviously, you know.
I spoke to him a couple times.
Okay.
I spoke to him a couple times.
Could we expect maybe a ring walk or something like that one of these days?
Possibly.
Okay.
Possibly.
We got another super chat from Mr. PBC. Devin the baby boy, 25 to life, wants too much money. Wants too much money, and when he fights, he's not the future of boxing. Not to be rude. Billy, shout out to Cobbs. What boxing needs.
Okay.
Hey man, that might be very much true. You know, if you keep now, definitely money is definitely part of everything, and definitely part of boxing. But if you hold money to a level where as though like it's more important than your career and it's more important than putting on a fight for fans to see something special, sometimes you're gonna have those guys where as though like, hey man, I'm worth more than what you're paying me. You know?
I mean, he is going to Australia. It is for Undisputed. Caleb Plant just got $10 million in his Undisputed fight.
I don't even trust no fight in Australia, unfortunately.
After the Pacquiao Horn
fight? Pacquiao, come on. Don't rob anybody at this point.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know. I don't really trust that, but they should definitely hold the fight. How about this? New York. Since Las Vegas is definitely not like safe.
Mm-hmm.
How about we do it in New York, in the Madison Square Garden? You know,
I like that.
That's an even field.
Eddie Hearn also mentioned not that long ago that there was interest from Dubai, from the Middle East, and that they were interested in bringing it over there. I like
that too.
I love that too. Right? You know, no interested parties in that. Right? You know,
I just don't like the timing of everything.
Like
we're not gonna be able to see that fight live. It's gonna be incredibly hard. And like we had those type of fights before and they just didn't work out quite well for like just boxing fans, period. All of them. Because the only people that's there in Saudi Arabia is kings and queens of Saudi Arabia. You know what I mean? It's just it kind of hurts the whole thing.
You know, I think right now the Middle East, Dubai specifically, is obviously making the push for boxing. Pro Bellum, we've seen them host a few shows.
A lot of fights.
Since they're just getting started. I know they have the Coca-Cola Arena in the city of Dubai that holds about 20,000, which is similar to like the T-Mobile Arena, Madison Square Garden here. So you know, I think that it'd be more serious, more, you know, a lot more interest, and they could do what the UFC did during the pandemic, which they went to
Fight Island.
What I was gonna say, they went to Abu Dhabi, right, which is in the UAE, just like Dubai is. But their pay-per-views out there that they would host, they would do them Sunday morning, so it was still prime time here in America, still Saturday night. We got Mr. PBC with another super chat. Says, Cobbs, please name 4 letters of your next opponent.
BOOT.
Oh man, I wish that would have been dope. Nah, I can't say too much because honestly, like I'm really living off of prayer, man. I'm living off of prayer. I'm living like off of like one blessing at a time, and let's just put it like this: it'll be a blessing and an honor for me to fight whoever the hell signs that contract. I thanked my
Brad
last
Solomon.
opponent. I thank Brad Solomon truly for signing that contract. You know, even though he had a really good, matter of fact, he had a longer period of time of training than I did. You know, they were prepared for me. It wasn't a 2-week notice fight like Virgil. It was a 2-month notice for me. No, it actually was 3. It might have been 3. And like, you know, and I thanked them a lot, you know, because look, man, we're out here putting our lives on the line, you know, to give you guys excitement and give you guys entertainment.
Well, you know, you definitely brought a lot of excitement and
to this interview
and entertainment to the show. Obviously, a lot of interactions, a lot of questions from the fans, a lot of comments and criticism from the fans.
Thank you. Give me one more criticism.
That's what I got right now. Unless you got anything else?
No, that's it. You've made it through both gauntlets here, man. You're good.
You know, I just want you to, that's your camera right there, right? I want you to look into your camera and send a message to the welterweight division.
Yeah, specifically Boots Ennis first. We could do it in segments. So this one is for Boots. Then we'll go to Mikey.
Picking on Boots, man.
We're going to go Boots, Mikey, Terrence, Earl. So Boots first. Ready?
I don't even want Earl, man. Like, I want to see what happens to him.
You don't want a unified world champion?
I don't care about him. I think that he's going to end up losing those titles. You know, if he's not okay. You know, health wise, I'm not even messing with him. I just want to like see him be good. I want to see him be good, you know? Terrence Crawford, I definitely want that. I want that smoke. Terrence Crawford, I dare you to fight me. You ain't fighting nobody else. You ain't fighting nobody else, man. Yes, you have a handpick of fighters of the litter that are not real attractions. You have Blair the Flair, a big major attraction that's talking the most shit, and you're going to have a big promotional fight on your hands. Why not sign to a fight, to your doom, to fight Blair the Flair? Why not? And give Blair the Flair a shot. He sure as hell needed, he sure as hell been through it too. He's been through the fucking shit and the fucking hell. There's nobody that deserves a better shot than Blair the Flair, period.
Boots Ennis.
Boots Ennis.
Philly's own.
I don't give a shit how good you think you are. I don't give a shit. And one thing that you need to really understand is that, like, first of all, you can be a good boxer, and that's the highest level that you're going to be. But then you got me that can possibly rise to mega star attraction. Now, you talking about levels. But when Blair the Flair is a mega star attraction, I could just leave your ass hanging too, just like you left me hanging. You didn't fight nobody to be talking like, oh, I'm on the next level, or I got rankage. Like, motherfucker, like, even if you lost against me, yeah, you still be ranked top 10. So you really didn't have that much to lose outside of the simple fact that you're just not the best. You know what I'm saying? And I'm taking my city back. Or I'm burning it to the ground. Period. Like, you're not gonna, I'm not being silenced. You're not gonna silence me. I'm still here. I survived.
Virgil Ortiz.
Virgil Ortiz is an incredible athlete. You know, and he deserves a great fight. What's a great fight? Blair the Flair is a great fight. It's a great fight for him. If he can't get the fight with Terrence Crawford, and I love that, you know, let's see what happens with Blair the Flair.
Who's next, Blair? Who else you got a message for?
Man.
Danny Garcia. I want Philly.
Well, I love the idea of boxing Danny Garcia. He's an incredible athlete. I love to box him too. We can fight Danny Garcia if Danny Garcia wants that type of smoke, you know. But you know, that'll be great. I really want Mikey Garcia. He's still ranked number 2 in the WBC, even after taking a loss to a tune-up fight. I ain't no goddamn tune-up fight. But look at me, man. My record ain't that great. What you got to lose? You're going to get a fucking ass whooping. That's what you're really going to get. But you deserve it. You deserve a big shot. You deserve a big crowd. And you deserve a big performance. Why not put it on with Blair the Flair? Why not? I'm on your side too. Like, why not?
Did we miss anybody, Blair? You got
Adrian Broner.
Keep calling him out. The hit list.
Adrian Broner.
AB.
We're actually really good friends. And I respect
If you
Adrian
friends,
Broner.
you're going to get this money together.
Exactly. You know, I know that this that it's like boxing is about business and about money, and you want money and this and that. Well, there's just not too many big fights out there that you haven't already fought that is going to be a big attraction than Blair the Flair. It's a big fight. Why not make it happen?
Why not?
You know, why not make it happen? Matter of fact, I got the fucking money people too. I got the money people too. We offered $3 million.
Dazn?
No, not even Dazn.
Oh.
Blair own.
Blair's own.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you got $3 million for him.
I got people. I got very, very interesting people in my corner, and I got very interesting people that like, you know, that's one that wanting to see Blair the Flair be a big attraction.
So you
Why
got
not
$3
make it
million
happen?
for Adrian Broner to step in the ring with you.
I can get it, yeah. But then, like, we got to see what happens. Adrian Broner wants more, and it's like, okay, and he believes that he deserves more, and you know what? Maybe he does. You know, I don't want him to fight fucking what's it called?
Conor Ben?
Conor Ben. No,
You want that fight.
I don't like. I think I just needed more than him.
Yeah, no, I get you.
You know, because like Conor Ben, he's already
He's being moved well.
He's being moved well, and I don't think that like a star boxer, a true entertainer in boxing like Adrian Broner should be wasted on somebody that's overseas. I've been in the hood. I'm in the hood. I'm like you. You know what I'm saying? Looking for my opportunity.
Let's go.
I started off where you started off. You know, why not give that opportunity to somebody that's willing to bring up the people around you that fight for you? You know, I think that's where that lies. You know, I think that that's probably the most exciting ticket in boxing in a very long time, where we actually bring boxing back to its real nature of entertainment. Like you think about like this, like we had crazy sellouts with people that has absolutely nothing
to do with boxing.
to do with boxing. But what happens when two mega appealing, mega stars, people that actually can be entertainers inside and outside the ring, collide? You have something special. You have a mega fight that brings, that like pulls people from all types of life into the boxing realm. I think that's how we make boxing great again. You know, by being what we are, entertainers, and then also actually really knowing how to fight. Because you could be an entertainer and not know how to fight, like, you know, some of these Logan's brothers. You know,
I mean, can you really discredit them though? They put in the work in the gym.
Yeah, I mean, look, they're their
I'm
own
not-
thing. They're their
I'm
own
not-
thing.
Yeah, they're trying to find their own niche and everything. And you know why they've gotten to that point? They've gotten
base.
to, yeah. No, it's not just the fan base. It's the fact that boxing got boring.
That's true.
It's the fact that we have champions like Terrence Crawford that need to give it up.
Oh, why does he got to give it up?
Because he's not appealing. He ain't doing enough. He's a good fighter. He's not a great fighter. That's the problem. He's not trying to be great. And that's the problem.
I got a super chat from Mr. PBC who says, "What Cobbs think of Thurman's fight with Barrios?"
I think he did a good job, and I think that Barrios did a great job too. They both did a great, tremendous job, and they put on a good performance. When it comes to Keith Thurman, you can fight me too. Please fight me. Please fight me. But like what I see outside of that is the fact that like he really didn't change his habits. He didn't change his flaws, and he can definitely get exposed if he fights me or Ennis. And I would even venture to say, and also the other guys like Terrence Crawford and maybe even Earl Spence. I think that he would get he wouldn't leave that fight without taking some real bad damage.
Right. What'd you make second fight in a row? We saw it in the Pacquiao fight. We saw it in this fight. Gets touched to the body and he takes his mouthpiece out.
His mouthpiece out, huh?
I mean, we saw it in the Pacquiao fight. We saw it in this fight.
That was really interesting. Did he put it back in?
Yeah. Skills, right? Take some skills to do that shit.
This motherfucker is in game. Like, pow! Oh shit! Throw that shit back in.
Mr. PBC with another super chat says, "Dude speaks facts. Fuck the haters."
Yes. Sir.
Man, fuck the haters. And like, but I love the haters.
Shout out. But look, that's all our questions. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Listen, give out your social media for those that are following you or that are crazy enough not to be following you can know where to do so.
Absolutely, because you must be insane if you don't know Blair the Flair. If you don't know Blair the Flair, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at Blair the Flair. And for more exciting content, official BlairTheFlair.com. Woo! Because nobody does it better, baby.
Let's go. Well, I want to thank you, obviously, Mr. Cobbs, for coming in. But you know when it's time to make that announcement, we want you to come and do that.
Right here.
Yes, come and do that right here.
Oh, shit, then. Let me make a call right quick.
Yeah,
they
man.
Sign like.
Yeah, man. Keep us posted.
Itching.
Keep us posted, man.
Absolutely.
I've been dying for a fight.
For the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, from title, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.